Heart of the Truth. Here we are at the CASA rap session. Here we are with Trigger, and there's our brother Gallo, aka Mike.
Cheers.
And Trigger wants the subject of rainy day or something.
I was just saying that this is a normal January day in Northern California. It's damp and a little chilly out there. I heard it was 40 when I got up. It's going to rain later today, so I brought my umbrella. I feel sorry for my homeless people. I checked on a couple of friends this morning. But this is just the normal everyday. We're waiting for the Super Bowl January day. And we're enjoying it as best we can. And we have something here that I have never heard of before. My roommate got it at the food bank because he works there. They're saltine crackers with unsalted tops. I don't know why that is something special, but
Get a close shot of it.
apparently it is.
Unsalted?
It's a saltine cracker, the standard one we all grew up with an unsalted top. And I've been making little cheese sandwiches out of them. And I got some turkey too, so I've been making some turkey and cheese sandwiches out of them. But yeah, this is one of our normal days. We're all having, I think, a fairly good day. Nobody's got any real disasters to talk about. And I got back in school, which was really nice. And I think we're going to all do really well today. And we said a little special prayer for our friend Kathy because her sister lived in Montecito, and I think her house probably got destroyed. So we've just got issues to deal with, but our issues for today are not huge. And I'll hand it off to somebody else. Remember your saltines.
Am I somebody else?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Gallo.
The thing that Trump does not show you in the White House, saltines.
Well, you hit the word normal. I just thought about something. It seems that what people, not about the weather, but other things that people think are normal, didn't used to be normal. And so they're expecting normal, whatever that is, turns out to be crazier and crazier things these days. And, well, I don't know. I don't even know if the word crazy is applicable. It's definitely different. And I think the biggest thing is not to get all wrapped up in fear about this crap. So, whether it's the weather or not, I mean, the California fires weren't exactly an act of God, as far as I found out so far. So, what
You think
happened?
they were scientifically applied?
Yeah, direct energy weapons. They call it DEW, like DEW weapons. Well, I don't remember if I talked about it the last time, but there was people taking videos and pictures and stuff more and more when this all started happening, and they were getting shots of laser beams coming down out of the sky, fireballs, and all this. Definitely not normal stuff. And then one guy went so far as to research the area kind of like that he outlined on a California map where almost all the fires were, and found out that there were companies there that were like laser technology companies, computer system companies, drone companies. He said this is awfully odd that they're all concentrated in this one area, and that's where all the fires happen. So, but the thing that hit me, and I'm sure it hit just about everybody.
That sounds like a conspiracy theory.
Well, it's to me it's too obvious anymore, but only because of, I don't know, 25 years of research, whatever.
I think that Elaine Freeman,
Oh, yeah.
I think she mentioned about that, how
Well, the one image tree burning on the inside with the bark still on the outside, that is definitely not nature. That's not natural. So, and then they had area views of what houses got hit. And you'd have like a big area of houses that got hit, but the trees were okay out on the border. And then only like one or two houses in each kind of community didn't get hit for some reason. Too many anomalies to make it even a freak of nature, I think.
Like they think like laser.
Yeah. And they had pretty much proven that the Fukushima thing with the reactor and all that, they've had technology to actually shift tectonic plates under the surface of the Earth. And they're pretty sure that's what happened over there. So the more the globalists get clamped down on, the New World Order, whatever, the more desperate they've been getting. You see it in the news, you see it in events, you see it in the way people act. You know, it's just, but the saying is order out of chaos.
What do you mean the way people act?
Well, the behaviors and statements that a fair amount of politicians have made and people in Hollywood, you know, people that are high profile, have been, to me, more and more off the wall. And a number of people have pointed that out on some of the videos on YouTube. It's the behaviors have been getting kind of bizarre. But what happens
Like
is,
psychic attacks?
right, but then you have people that are, you know, trying to put out the truth and getting to the bottom of all this and busting these globalists, and you see that some of them are overreacting to whatever happened because of the severity of what happened. So it's like the whole world's getting way out of balance. And then you got nature.
No, it is out of balance.
Yeah, everything's... So I just sit in my little hovel and review, if it's a topic, maybe 10 or 12 different points of view before I even start writing something. But now it's gotten to the point where I can pretty much tell what happened. It's strange. It's just because I have a whole nother perspective on how to look at life. And, you know, kind of in collaboration with something like the Mayan calendar and Revelations in the Bible and all these different writings and, you know, the more ancient finds that they've been getting, we have not been told the truth about a lot of things. And the more wacky they get because they don't want us to find out, the crazier it's getting.
And even them, like checking out sacred sites and trying to control them.
Well, it's like I've said before, it turns out that people are having normal reactions to abnormal events and behaviors and all kinds. You know, it's like when you shoot the first shot in a game of pool, it's like the balls are going all over the place. You know, all of this kind of one thing bumping into the next, and the stories in the mainstream media. But then there's infiltrators on YouTube too, so you got to be careful with what you invest your thoughts in there. And
Yeah, what you expose yourself to.
Yeah.
It's anonymous or what?
Well, you got QAnon and Anonymous, and I mean, there's even the mainstays, like David Icke or Alex Jones and all. I kind of pulled back off then to listen to more discussion stuff, like on podcasts and the Lazarus Effect and that kind of stuff, because there's a lot of play here. There's many levels of play and dimensions. They brought all that stuff out, and I don't want to hear somebody just doing their own thing without having some kind of discussion. Like I listened to a panel discussion with Molyneux and Mike 4 different guys have a panel discussion, and basically what they did was take questions from the audience, which was kind of refreshing because, you know, earlier on, a couple of years ago, I was strictly listening to people talk, like one person talk. Even interviews are better than listening to one person talk, because if you want to get at the truth, you've got to flesh out different opinions and perspectives in order to, for me, to feel like anything's getting anywhere. But of course, that's not what the elites want. They don't want any debates. They don't want any discussion. You know, it's kind of like Stalag 13 TV show. You'll listen to me kind of attitude from the globalists. And, you know, it's like the non-elected European hierarchy. People didn't have any say in that. And they rigged the elections here, so people don't really have a say. There's really no choices. Anyway, I don't know why I'm going off on those tangents, other than...
No, that's okay. Just expressing yourself, because I think the thing is to, it's like a dot in a circle.
Yeah.
You can look at that from one angle, but there's a potential of 360 degrees
That's
of angles. So
It's a good analogy.
if I think I keep that in mind, so when we look at things from just one or two, even 4 or 5, you know, we look at the more angles that we can look at the center in the circle, the more clear that we will be in being able to seek the truth and find the truth. Is not always easy to find, and there's a lot of some could just be people being lazy, and some could just be people being cloudy on purpose to keep us confused, to keep us distracted, to keep us arguing over bullshit while they're ripping off the market.
Well, it's a lot more refreshing to me because you're right. Look at, you know, as far as looking at different points of view, because, I mean, they've had YouTube videos about this, which is kind of hilarious, about how the major mainstream stations were all scripted, and they're all saying the same thing. You go from one station to the next, and it's literally word for word the same frickin' thing. What does that tell you? Or what did it tell me? They're trying to brainwash you no matter where you go in mainstream media. At least in alternative news, you get different perspectives. It just depends on how much you fish in the pond, because you can catch a lot of different fish. You know, it comes out to which one are you going to eat.
How much you pay attention.
Right. It's how much you pay attention.
How many people have ADD or ADHD, let alone being doping,
Yeah. So it's
watching YouTube on a joint
yeah. So
or psych meds?
it's somebody said something really good on religion. It's qualified ignorance, but that's what the mainstream media does too. Qualified ignorance, as if they're the experts. You know, it's running rampant. And I mean, there's more people waking up, but I get, as far as me personally, I feel the point is to educate people, to wake them up, and to get them to think at least, you know, because the schools aren't doing that.
Cognition
Yeah.
dysfunction.
Yeah. Cognitive dissonance. Well, that's what they call it. But yeah, exactly. So, I don't know what to tell you other than to keep on rolling, keep on looking at different points of view, and develop your own set of principles and values, whatever you wanted to hold on, build on them, or expand them. But don't
Buy
just-
bullets. Buy bullets.
just don't sit there and do nothing. Please. Please. So anyway. What is that old saying? Fight the fights that are worth fighting. Forget the rest. Maybe the battles will be
Amen. Well, Trig, any last comments?
Making progress on the home front. I've been cutting up my carpet because I found decided.
You been dancing?
No, not that way. That's cutting the rug.
I know.
No, my carpet's getting moldy, and I've been cutting it up, and
Moldy?
yeah, the management doesn't like us throwing things out, but I said, no, this thing's history. This thing's like almost as old as I am.
You can get sick from that.
Yeah, and yeah, I've just been trying to do some domestic stuff. Like I said, I got back in school, and which is nice, and what else? Nothing really, really important. But anyway, I forgot. Besides the crackers, we got some fresh fruit. So if y'all won't keep your group meeting going, nothing will.
Yeah.
That's my story, and I'm still chewing on it.
Okay, thank you, brother.
Thanks for the sustenance.
Yeah.
Well, it's another wacky Wednesday. We're at the Lincoln Christian Science room, or center. It's a Christian Science reading room, though we're not necessarily Christian scientists. We're not necessarily Christian for that matter. And I think in a way, I'm a scientist, social scientist or what have you, but words are real tricky to me. They're like animals. They keep moving on me. So what makes sense with a set of words of 1 week could be different the next week or the next day. So it's good to know the power of the word and to be able to understand that we can each have our own interpretation of the same phenomena and be able to look at like we said, from as many different angles as you can to get a better picture of what the truth is. And the truth is power to me. So on that note,
You're right about that. About the power of the word.
yeah.
Because I experienced this going to law school that witness testimony, they kind of did a study way back that I saw that it actually said that what people actually think they remember and what actually happened is only the person's, what they express is only about 40%. And then you get into trying to get evidence in the court. That's a whole nother abstract thing. But all of it's based on language and words. And so you're right. You got to be really careful how you use it.
And look at how Trump fired Comey, and now Mueller, who is going and checking out some investigation, and basically Trump doesn't want dirt to come out about him, and so a lot of tricky things going on with Mueller and Comey and Sessions, and more will be revealed, we hope.
Yeah, I got to add to what Mike said. My astrobiology class, we're studying possibilities of life, other planets. We watched a movie, and it was some high school people that were playing basketball. And the question was, how many passes do they make? There was people wearing black t-shirts, people wearing white t-shirts. And the question was, how many passes in this movie, this short clip, do the people in the white shirts make? And I wasn't sure because I didn't know if a pass included just only throwing to another person like that or if it bouncing off the floor and the other person getting it included a pass. But I counted 11 or 12. And so after we were done, teacher says, okay, who saw the gorilla?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, everybody says, huh? And he played the tape again. Sure enough, he says, don't concentrate on the plays this time. And sure enough, these teenagers, they're playing basketball, or they're at least passing the ball. And a guy in a gorilla suit walks through the crowd. And
Nobody
noticed them because we were just looking.
Point of attention.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, well, nobody said, how many species are there in this film clip? So, yeah, it's really cool. Anyway.
Oh, another thing
That's
I
interesting.
forgot to say, when I was a counselor, we used to have this exercise called the Circle of 10. You have your own little group of people you're counting, and you'd whisper something to the person in their ear on your left, and then tell them to pass the story all
That's
the way.
telephone.
And it would almost change the whole story by the
Yes.
time you got the story back. So it's people's perception interjected with what was actually said, what was experienced, whatever. That's what in the mainstream media plays.
The transmission, that's why
Yeah.
I like the concept of concentration on the coordination of communication, CCC.
Right.
Concentration on the coordination of communication, because by the time it gets to the receiver, it could be diluted, it could be warped. So, if you do research on the internet, make sure you get different sources and don't rely on just one or two.
Yes.
So, the
I
more
got
the
it.
merrier.
I got to say, we did that exercise. We called it telephone when I was in middle school. And by the time the message got to me, it was boo-hoo shoo. And I figured, well, okay, this is some Chinese, thing. Anyway, it turned out it was, the guy that started out was bamboo shoots.
And you got boo-hoo shoo.
I got boo-hoo shoo. Because at some point somebody started mispronouncing it. The only time we managed to get the whole thing across, like 30 of us in one piece, was somebody used the coach's name, and he had a long Polish name like you. So his nickname was, okay, Ukrainian, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, he had a really long European name,
Right.
and his nickname was Mr. Pitch, and that's the only way it got through the 30 of us was Mr. Pitch, Mr. Pitch, Mr. Pitch, who we had something to focus on. And besides that, yeah, I can see it's like every time.
So the moral of the story is
Yes.
what?
Don't listen to me.
Well, if it's a recognizable, almost universally recognized thing, people remember things easily.
Yes.
But otherwise, there's so many tangents that happen that nothing, I don't think anything's universal anymore.
Lost in translation.
Yeah,
Yes.
right, exactly.
No,
And
that
plus
is-
you got double and triple meanings of different words
Yes.
anyway. And spellings. If you don't have the spelling, how can you tell what they mean? And I usually tell people, look at the context of the paragraph or the sentence, but even that can get thrown off. So, just get straight to the point. That's why they told me that in law school, when I helped my boss, who was a judge, to write decisions, keep the sentences short and to the point.
Short, sweet, and simple.
Exactly. Otherwise, everything starts getting muddled up.
Wonder why we're an endangered species.
That's my problem. It's like of all the endangered species on the planet, they never.
We never include ourselves.
Yeah, we never include human beings. It's like yeah, well,
We're
You know why
arrogant. We're
You know why
arrogant.
we're the most endangered?
why?
Because we're the most dangerous.
Good point.
We complicate the shit out of everything.
Say that again.
I said the reason that we're probably the most endangered species on the planet is because we're the most dangerous. We can think, we can discern, we can choose, we have free will, whatever you want to say. Animals, insects, whatever, they all operate on basic instinct, really. I don't think they have to think about a heck of a lot.
The high.
That's how they survive, and yet we're dying off. Yeah.
I think the thing about how, 62 people can wipe out extreme hunger
Yeah.
7 times over,
Yep.
and just the whole imbalance of the economics of the world is like insane.
And also egos and all that crap, behavioral stuff. They're like a bunch of addicts.
Well, I think economics is at the bottom of politics, so We understand economics better than
Yeah.
we'll see how
You're right.
off balance the whole damn world is.
Yeah. So,
So it wasn't just me.
no, it wasn't.
Well, I'm getting a Nick fit, so
Yeah, me too.
thank you very much. See you next week.
Thank you very much.
Hasta la vista, babies.